have like whatever, a minute to discuss, or actually I'll probably give you like 2 minutes to discuss how you would handle it. By the way, leaders, start with the least experienced person, say it first. Then the next experienced person, what would they add? Then you can give your feedback, come up with the final answer on how that PDI call should go. Cool? And then we will share. So we're just going to do like 5 different scenarios. We're not going to go through all this right now. So the first, let me spread out. The first one is rep calls in. So they thought, you know how we want to make sure always in their first weekend, their first demo is what? Their first sale, right? So they have their top person, they're like, this person's definitely going to buy. They're ready to go. They go do the demo, and they have a no sale. So they're so disappointed right now because they totally expected a sale, and they call in, hey, I just had a no sale. And when they left, they were like, dude, I'm going to sell Homemaker or more. So how do we handle that conversation? Go.
First thing I would say.
Yeah. Go.
So that's awesome.
All right.
You got your new job.
Okay.
I'll just see that. All you want to do. Okay, we're doing
I just go by the numbers and just go with it, man. Don't worry about it. First one, the person out of the way, take scripting. That's what's first. How many windows you have to play? Okay, great. You have to work on all those. Make sure you call in. Make sure you're reading the script on what.
I always come with congratulations on your first sale. How's it feel? And like, it's pretty crappy. Like, why do you feel crappy? You know, maybe it's all. And I would say it's me.
Yeah, that's another like a personal
Yeah, so, you know, when Kathy started, she followed me.
Yeah.
And she called me, she was crying, it was awful.
Yeah.
But, you know, we talked about it, she went to her next one, and she said her first away. So, it was pretty exciting. So, then you just get them thinking about the next one. So, what are you going to sell in your next one?
Yeah.
Who are you seeing?
Yeah, I was. But I mean, it's all depends. I don't like doing the generic.
Those of you guys watching, come up with answers for these. So then you could give feedback or see how it matches on how you would handle it.
You just had your first note.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I would do skate. I am a champion!
So
I'm a champion! No,
I mean, you can ask.
You are a champion!
What's our? Are we all playing?
1, 2, 3. Woo! All right.
And then we all come together.
Yeah, I guess that's what do we want to say?
Yeah, it's working on that itself.
What's this here?
So you started.
I don't care.
So you started.
And then
Why you settled?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
You the middle part.
Yeah, you have a meet of it.
Let's see it.
Yeah, I guess you can focus on the next Yeah, get the build up, and then you just
All right, time. Let's go. Let's review. All right, spokesperson, who's ready to give the convo here? Yo, guys outside, let's go. So, rep calls in. Thought they were gonna have their first sale, has a no sale. How are you handling it? Go. Whatever team wants to go first. I'll start picking. No one's confident answering this question? All right, go for it.
The first thing I would say is awesome. You went ahead and got that out of your way. No sales are always going to happen. They happen to everybody. And so now that you have that no sale out of the way, you have an even higher chance of getting your first sale and even maybe your first homemaker is coming closer than you can imagine.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Other conversations. First conversation. Rep calls in. Thought they were gonna have their first sale. Ends up having a no sale. Walk me through the conversation.
I
Go.
Cool. Hey, congratulations, man! You just got your first no sale out the way. Don't even worry about it. Next one's gonna be freaking awesome. How many more demos do you have lined up for today?
I have 2 more.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So now what's gonna happen in these next ones? You're gonna freaking kill it. Don't even worry. Just make sure you call in when it's time. Follow the script, and you're ready to rock and roll.
All right, cool. Next. Take a stab at
Okay.
this stuff.
How did y'all do it?
Don't worry, you got your first no sale out of the way. Was that really loud? Or? Okay. Don't worry, you got your first no sale out of the way. You're that much closer to a sale. I'm sorry, I just want to laugh at y'all. I made fun of this. This is my idea. Okay. After every bad day, there's a good day. If you could critique yourself, what could you do better? And they say something, like, oh, okay, great. Well, did you have fun? And then, what was your favorite part? How many recs did you get? And if they probably say like 12, that's awesome. I'd much rather get that than So.
All right, so some good stuff there. And by the way, some of the things that who's your team leader? I was like, he's got some of the most important. So first, I would say right at the beginning there, I wouldn't be worrying about like the day. It's their first demo. It's just one demo. So I wouldn't be worrying on the day, but things that are important, like, hey, how'd you feel? Did you have fun? Like, I'll walk you through. Any other stabs at that convo? Anybody else? No one's supposed to take it? All right. So someone calls in, ring, the phone rings, and they're like, hey, just checking in. Or like they're gonna be like, if they were expecting it, they're like, oh man, I really thought they were gonna buy. Like, my first thing is like, hey, I'm like, hey, what day did the first question I always ask them, and it just depends on the feel you're getting. Like, yeah, I just didn't get. I'm like, hey, what'd they say? And they're like, oh, they said that, because we can handle. Because sometimes it's when I go, hey, what'd they say? They're like, well, the wife couldn't be here. Oh, dude, you didn't even do the demo yet, Or they'll say, well, it's that they lost their job. I'm like, oh, come on, what are you getting frustrated for? I'm like, no, it's not even qualified. I'm like, I know you didn't know, but they're not even working full time. Of course you can have a no sale. I'd have a no sale too. So we need to know what happened on it. So I'm like, hey, what'd they say? What happened? What'd they say? I'm like, did they like it? Yeah, cool. What'd they say? And then we can coach them based on that. So we need to know what happened. I'm like, hey, did you have a good time? Did you have fun with them? I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, hey, look. It's all a numbers game. We know 6 out of 10 are going to buy. We know 4 out of 10 are not. It's all a numbers game. I know you were really excited about this one. I know you felt, but like I said in training, some of the people that you think might be your biggest sales will surprise you. And some of the people you think aren't going to buy anything end up buying everything. So you just want to make sure you have a great time. How'd you feel with this aspect? How'd you feel? Hey, how'd you feel with reading from the manual? How much food did you cut up? Hey, on that next demo, just go have a great time. You're going to have big sales, medium sales, small sales. You're going to have no sales too. Good thing you knocked the first one out of the way. And sales are ready to come. I'm like, so let's just go have some fun. Just focus them on the fun factor. But you need to make sure if because sometimes, and I've had that before, where it's like they lost their job, or it was one spouse there, or it was a husband alone or something, and come on, that doesn't even count in the numbers. It doesn't even count in the averages. They weren't ready for that at all. So just giving them confidence in that. Just saying, hey, it was your first appointment, but they go all different ways. Just go have a good time, and we'll crank out the next one. All right. So next scenario. one of your top guys calls in. He had told you when he left on day 3 PC, he's like, oh yeah, they're gonna buy a homemaker. When they told you that on the day 3 PC, if you didn't do this, you want to make sure you're always making them think a little bit bigger about what could happen and say, well, hey, it sounds like you're pretty confident about that homemaker. Hey, by the way, do these people like to cook? Hey, make sure to show them the larger sets and give me a call. There's some great deals running on that. Cool. So make sure that you don't forget. So you want to make sure you always have them thinking about that early on. But so this rep goes out, goes to their first demo, and knocks out a homemaker sale on that first sale. All right, and calls you. Hey, boom, touchdown, just like I thought. What is the conversation? I want a full like convo that you're having with this person, because there's obviously the aspect of the celebration aspect of it, which you need to be careful with. Or they'll be like, whoa, like it depends on what it is. You do want to celebrate some things and others you don't, because then it's not normal. So how are we making this person feel good about what just happened while creating vision and keeping keep them thinking bigger about what's possible versus others. That's a very, very fine line that you learn how to do. So break into your group. So rep calls in. They knew they were going to sell a homemaker. They sold a homemaker. Go. You've got, by the way, you guys have 90 seconds on this one. All right, 90 seconds on this one. Actually, I'll give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Clock is going.
Yeah, that's weird. Like,
So
This is just when they call in and they sold the homemaker. So I was just framing that you talked about earlier. So you knew they were going to sell the homemaker. So they're calling in, checking in. Hey, just sold a homemaker. What's the combo on the PDI call? In their first weekend.
They just got it right away. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, I mean, what's it like? How many reps? I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
So this is what I would do. You want to play with me? Call me.
Okay. Hey Matt, I just sold my first homemaker.
That's what you can say if you just sold your first homemaker.
I was really excited. I was there when you
I just sold my first homemaker, man.
Nice, man. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, they really like that. It was really easy.
Yeah. I mean, we talked earlier that you can show them bigger sets. You were able to show them everything.
No, I just kind of got really excited. They said they wanted the homemaker. And I didn't want to like ruin it.
So when's your next appointment?
It's
30 seconds.
How do you feel about selling a signature?
I don't know, it kind of scares me. It's not really.
You just sold it. What's next, man?
I mean, I guess the next step would be
How do you feel about that?
it's kind of scary.
Are you going to show it to me?
I guess the same way.
So you just started to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, share some nice stories.
I like to get what I do. So my purpose is like excitement. That's not
Sounds like
saying
what are you going to say for signature? That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's good.
It's always the next day. And everyone feel like they arrived to their
All right, 30 seconds for real. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like you're excited. That's what I mean. I get excited. Like even when you guys saw like $10,000.
Yeah.
I remember really excited.
Okay, great. And you text me and she'll be like,
Let's walk through the conversation. Hey Bobby, guess what?
what?
I just sold my first homemaker.
That's awesome, man. like we talked about, right? You said this was probably by homemaker.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So did they give you any directions or they just like your own?
They got it right away, just like we said.
Yeah. So, do you remember to like call in?
Do it.
Do you remember to call in?
Do it.
Kill my buzz, Bobby.
No, did you ever show me signatures?
I did.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
All right. So a rep knew they were going to sell their first homemaker. They told you that earlier. I know I'm going to sell it to this person. They go out, they call in, they sold it, and they're like, hey, Bobby, just finished my first sale. Boom, sold that homemaker. What is the conversation? And by the way, we're going to go with, this is a top rep, all right? And they knew this was going to happen, and they sell it. Go.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. How'd you feel during it?
I felt really good.
Cool. Did they give you any objections or anything like that?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Did you happen to show them the bigger sets or anything?
Kinda. I was just really excited.
Kinda, yeah. Okay. Well, did you get to call in?
Well, I mean, this is the first time I'm calling in.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, when's your next demo?
It's coming up right after.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, congratulations. What do you think you're gonna do for this next one?
I don't know. I think they'll get a set, maybe a galley or something. I don't know. They don't really cook that much, but I think they'll get something.
Cool. Well, good luck on your next one, and just let me know how it goes.
Okay, cool. And so there's vision stuff that's missing from there, but solid. Other takers on this.
I like this guy.
He's got his script ready.
How did that feel? How did that feel?
That felt awesome.
Great. Let's do that again. Let's be consistent. All right. You hit your first promo on your first demo. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I did.
That's a plus. What did you like most about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt really good. It was a big sale.
Sweet. Did they go with classic pearl red?
The pearl.
Oh, that's awesome. They're classic. So did you get a lot of Rex?
I got 15.
Wow, you kind of just killed this one. So let's think bigger. So you went ahead.
Yeah, so
and
never say like, wow, yeah, like that's not a lot. If they got like 100, I'm like, nice.
Oh, you don't say that. Okay.
You're like, all right, be like, hey, dude, be like, you were 5 away from a double sponsor. Be like, hey, nice job. You want to say like, hey, nice job. Be like, but you were, like, did you let them know about your sponsorship? Be like, you're only 5 away from getting another sponsor. I'm bringing that up. So always own it. Go ahead.
All right. Let's think bigger. You know, like longer term. For example, one of our top reps, not longer term, sorry. One of our top reps also hit their first promo and their first demo. So like you're on your way to doing great things.
Cool. Any other takers or is it? Go for it, Caitlin.
Awesome, Nisa. So who was it with again?
This is Via Gomez.
Via Gomez, nice. And so I remember you called me into the demo and it was kind of a struggle, but how's it feel?
It feels good. I was like really surprised. She didn't want to buy anything.
But you know, people who say they don't want to buy Cutco always buy Cutco, right?
Right.
Nice job. Awesome. How many recommendations did you get?
She gave me 10.
Nice. And did you give anything away for free on this?
Yes, it did.
What did you give away for free?
I gave her the kitchen tool set for free.
All right, cool. So you're still keeping your CPO high. You're almost to your first promo. Who's your next demo with?
My aunt.
Your aunt. Awesome. And is she gonna buy something or is she gonna buy something?
I think she's gonna buy something.
Nice. What do you feel like she's gonna buy? A set or a set?
Most likely a set.
Nice. What set are you feeling?
Maybe like a starter set.
Starter set. Is her husband gonna be there?
No.
No. All right. What? Can you get there in time? I mean, it's kind of late, so unless he's at the bar drinking, he could be there.
No. It's fine. Yeah, I think it could happen.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's your uncle, so I mean, you want to see him, right? You can hang out with him.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Cool. And so you're feeling a starter set, and how many recommendations do you think you can get on this demo?
10.
10?
Yeah.
All right, let's shoot for that. And make sure that you get that double sponsorship so you can be bowling like a shot caller. And can you give me a call, because your demo is at what time again?
2:30.
2:30 in the morning?
Yes.
7 o'clock right now.
Oh, 7. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, it is what it is. Cool. So, by the way, I think instead of trying to give all the feedback at the end, I think it'll be good after each attempted call, so we could coach you guys real quick, like just quick. Hey, what did you like from that call? Okay, cool. What would you have added from that call? Sounds good. So we can just make rapid fire, and it'll just go faster, and we remember fresh. Because now I'm like, wait, Bobby, I like this or that, so we could just go through it. So we're just kind of all going through this together. When you're things that are important. So with this call, when they pick up and they're like, oh, hey, I sold that homemaker. I'm like, dude, you already knew you were going to do that. You know, if there's a top person, so that's why I said there's a top person, they already knew they were going to sell that. This wasn't they said they weren't going to buy. This is a top person who was like, dude, it's my aunt. I know I'm going to sell this. When you were in your day 3 PC, they already knew that. So I'm like, you already knew you were going to do that. Be like, you couldn't pull through with a complete set, huh? And I joke around with them, kind of challenging them with the top people. And then they're like, I'll get it. I'm like, I don't know if you can, man. I don't know what happened. And they just kind of laugh, because in that day 3 PC, you should have been like, dude, hey, make sure to show them the larger sets if they cook. Because if they cook, I mean, people that don't really cook, that's what that set's for. So make sure to show it to them. But if not, we'll hook them up with an awesome deal with that homemaker set. So they close the homemaker, they're feeling good, which Bobby did while I was asking them about, did you get any objections? Because if they didn't get any objections, did you show them the larger sets? I wouldn't give up on that, by the way. He was just like, oh, and he kind of kept going, when's your next demo? Where I'd be diving in there and being like, well, hey, when I hang up with you, like, hey, nice job with that, what you give them free, whatever. I'm like, I would definitely, at the end of that comment, say, hey, by the way, show them the larger sets, because if it attracts them at all, they could actually trade in some of their old knives. And we could do a sweet deal where they could save on the complete set like $250 or pick out like $475 or whatever the heck they want for free. Cool? So just so you're aware of that. Like, what? Yeah. So make sure that they're aware of that. But nice job with your homemaker. Show them the accessory. Show them whatever. Like when I'm ending that call, I'm going to do that. But earlier, when they hit it, I'll joke around with them. I'm like, hey, nice job. I'm like, you couldn't pull through with a complete set, huh? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, no, nice job. Hey, by the way, you just hit your first promotion. I know you guys are talking about that. They're like, and depending if they hit it or they didn't or they're just shy of it. I'm like, dude, you just made it. And I always talk about how much money they made. This is freaking crazy, like the income that they can earn. I'm like, dude, do you realize you just made like $100 in like an hour? They're like, holy crap. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and here's the coolest part. I'm like, you'll never make that again. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you're at your first promotion, or you're $82 from your first promotion, dude. You knock that out the next time. The next time you sell a homemaker set, instead of making 10%, you're gonna make 15%. So at that same freaking sale, instead of $100, you made $150. I'm like, isn't that insane? I'm like, and wait till you get to dirty 30 and a half, baby. I'm like, it's ridiculous. I'm like, your buddy John, or whatever, one of their assistants or their team leader. I'm like, they make 30% of that. They're like, isn't that sick? And they're like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so awesome job in your first promotion, first sale. So excited to see how high you can take it. I want to make sure you show them X, Y, and Z, find out how many recommendations they got. I'm like, hey, just keep booking demos. Be like, what I've seen sometimes happen is someone has, hits their promotion right away, and they kind of let the gas off the pedal. You want to make sure you stay focused on the number of appointments completed this week. Cool? Because if you keep that up, that's where you're going to go out and have a 10, 15, 20K fast start. So want to make sure you're focused. So, hey, nice job on your sale, but how many more appointments do we have in it, and always looking at their 3-day window to make sure they're booked up. Because with that person, if they're not, I'm like, hey, by the way, I know you wanted 6 tomorrow. You only have 3. But hey, don't forget to make your 5 calls real quick. And then when you get to the next house, make sure we keep loading up so you can have more experiences like this. Sounds good? All right, hey, nice job. Excited to see you keep learning, growing. Let's get that next promo knocked out, or whatever it is. But just making sure, are you attentive to their 3-day window? And with the top guys that knew it, you can joke around with them and challenge them. And always let them know someone else knocked out a bigger sale. I'm like, oh, I'm like, Johnny knocked this out. And they're like, oh, man. And I think it's cool. By the way, as you're brand new in your offices, maybe you don't have these huge success stories, but you can always use divisional stories. You can always share what's hot and what's happening. And even with you guys, I think about on when people launch out on Saturday, sharing hot news from your training class on our leadership group page on Facebook and saying, trainee just dropped a complete set, or so-and-so just dropped this, because then you can share the hot news and say, hey, John from the Beaumont area just dropped a $2,000 sale on their first demo. Like, what? Like, yeah, let's get you on the top of the reports. Let's get you out there putting your name and sparking that competition. Or even if you don't have it within your office, you can create it within the division. That sounds good? All right. Now, if we have a lower sales rep who wasn't thinking they were going to sell much and they sold a homemaker, how would that conversation change in the beginning? How are you handling it with that rep? How's that going? Do you want to take a stab at it now, or do you guys want to discuss it for a couple of minutes and then go through it? All right, go.
I just build them up like, awesome, congratulations. So great job handling their objections. I know you followed the script word for word for word, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. What time is your next demo?
It's coming up now.
It's coming up now. Awesome. And who is that with again?
It's with my aunt.
And how confident are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
You just came off your first sale. Like, give yourself a pat on the back. Can you do that right now in your car?
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome. I'm so pumped out. You can give me a call before, during, and after this next demo, because I want to make sure that we are rolling like a shot caller, and you're hitting nuts. You're going to be at 2K in sales. How awesome will that be? How excited would you be?
And that'd be pretty sweet.
I mean, it could be pretty awesome. I mean, you're going to make at least $200 today. That's
okay. Any other takers on lower end rep? I mean, the rest of the conversation we know, but in the beginning, lower rep, any takers? So they weren't thinking they were going to sell, and then they sold a homemaker.
So hey, how'd it go?
Oh, they bought a homemaker set.
No, that's awesome. How do you feel?
Surprised, good, excited.
So, to be honest, was that hard?
No, it wasn't. By the way, that's a great question. That's a great thing to say to someone.
So it was pretty easy though, right?
Yeah.
It was. You could probably do that again.
Yeah.
Probably. So who was this with?
This was with my best friend's mom.
Best friend's mom. All right. Cool. When's your next demo?
It's coming up now. I'm on my way.
And who's it with?
It's with my aunt.
And so it's a family this time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you definitely. So it was easy to sell your friend's mom, right?
Yeah.
You think your aunt's probably gonna buy something too? Help you out?
Yeah. I mean, they both told me they weren't gonna buy, but I mean, she bought a homemaker, so.
Right. So yeah, I mean, hey, it's your aunt. I mean, you already saw how easy it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know your aunt's gonna want to help you out too. So hey, to be honest, I could see you get another homemaker. It's your family member, maybe something bigger. But I mean, always think big. How many reps did you get? How many reps did you get from this past person?
All right, and then we go with the rest of the conversation. I would be careful, by the way, with saying like, oh, it's your family member or whatever, especially with a lower rep, because that's not the case. Like my family couldn't buy anything, because of their economic situation. So just when you have a lower rep, and they might think it was just a fluke or whatever, like you're like, hey, how easy with that? That's a great question. And then saying, hey, by the way, just never judge. I know some of the people that you have, you might not think they could do much, but people will surprise you. You have a heck of a product. And when you break it down, do they use the payments? Which, by the way, 100%. I don't know that I've had one lower end kid who sold it paid in full. But let's just say maybe they had some drug money. I don't know. So I'll say 99% of the guys, 99% of our guys, when we sell the family sets, use the payment options. So discussing that with the representative and saying, hey, just make sure, and I'll let them know. I'm like, hey, when you go see Miss Smith, just make sure, hey, have fun like you did on your last one. Because of you have a great product, and make sure to show them the investment options, cool? Because if they work full time, they can put aside 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks a week, right? Oh, yeah. And just getting them back to that of like what customers are putting aside per week to keep that going. But I'm like, hey, awesome job. And with that person, you can celebrate a little more. And I'm like, I'm so excited for you. I'm like, you knocked out your first promotion. Now you're at 15% commissions. Your next sale, you sell 300, you made 45 bucks. You sell 500, you made 75 bucks. You sell what you just sold, you made 150 bucks. How sick is that? So again, go in there, forget about the sale. Go in there, be the highlight of their day, have a great time, knock out your objectives. Just give me a call so we can hook them up. Sounds good? All right. And then just keep them, calling in so we can be helping them out. Is really important. So you're going to go into your groups. Top rep wants to quit day one because everyone canceled. So all their appointments have canceled. It's the end of the night, and they're like, I don't think this is for me, dude. Like, this is not working. All right, so go. You have a couple minutes. I'll give you guys a countdown. What's the conversation? So Cody, listen to Paul give the conversation for you, Matt give the conversation, and then go.
So, let's say you come here and this was something Well, first of all, what would your objective be? Like, how would you want them exiting the call?
Just push it off. Go back in.
So how are you going to get them to a state?
It's just I mean, it's probably gonna happen. I mean, it probably could happen. It's probably change the state. It's going in thinking,
Yeah.
sure.
You're the rep.
Probably.
You're the
Check it out. I think it happens. It's another game, but hey.
Hey, Matt. See, I don't think this is everybody's going to answer on me.
I just read it.
What happened?
Oh, it's,
By the way, this is the top rep. All right, this is like a stud of yours. I'm like, oh, the devil's canceled.
So it's top guy, maybe.
oh, okay.
What are some of the excuses?
No, they
Just like flat out cancel it, or
Yeah, they just said that they had some stuff to do and they didn't want to reschedule. Bring to mind. So yeah, I think I'm just I'm going to go.
You still have to keep on underneath.
What happened?
Investors, honestly, they canceled over 250 times. And that all happened in the span of like a month. Next time we get a call, you block it, you got it the right way, you're all going to put up. I'm like, no, what hits you? I know. I'm trying to think I'm not in the blue between those two.
Well, I mean, just because someone, just because they canceled doesn't mean we went to the halfway street doesn't mean that's That's like a time right. But it still comes back to they want to change their state. So whatever. Let's keep going.
I'm trying to come up with something.
So I'm here.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
I just looked up like 5 points.
Even if the demo doesn't happen.
Sucks.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I feel so good. I think this is leaning more into it's too hard. All I can do is
Play sports.
I know you do great.
Have you ever won a game where you guys won?
What would you want to do? Do you want to do that?
So when you were down, you just decide, hey, you know what? We're just gonna whack everything up your own home because you got a little too tough. It just seems really out of character. How do you feel about that?
Text me back. Let me know that you got it.
I mean, if you feel comfortable with winning, I'll let you win.
I just want to know how you're doing.
So, how about this? Would you feel comfortable with that look like on you get back up and so what would it take for you to get some more people hooked up tonight or tomorrow? How would that make you feel? Laying your head on your pillow and knowing you got some more people hooked up the next day. You probably make all those bad feelings turn into good feelings, right? Yeah. So what do you have to call on your list? And then I just go.
But Question. So you see the end of
That's not what you do. I don't know. So,
not everybody plays sports.
well, this is information that I know. Is that I want to use an example. I also want to assume that quitting is out of your character. You're not a quitter. I know you're not a quitter. That doesn't make, it doesn't make any sense. It's not going down that. I believe that just because you don't think about yourself. The energy in that belief. I think you see it, but asking you seriously, you realize that. So I'm giving you that basic outside of this, but that's why I'm here. That's completely out of character. We wouldn't be working on my team. You know, I wouldn't be working on my team. I wouldn't hire them. I wouldn't be considering this a branch candidate if I thought you
No, like, that doesn't kind of work. I guess I'm with someone who's
So why don't you try it out?
I'll call you.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think everything
Hey, Robbie.
Hey, Matt, seven.
And, I'm used to reading more. Just too much going on. I used to pick up like 5 appointments and just cancel them. Something's anymore.
okay. And you said you want to
Yeah, I don't think it's moving. They just text me, they even call me. It says I'm done.
Okay, so what are you guys?
What's the zip code here? Andres, what's the zip code here?
77016.
77. Okay.
Never. No, you're not. Yeah. I mean, you gotta do the
Okay, cool.
I mean, maybe not all 5 times a day.
Waiting to hear.
I mean, you have
No, I just want to see if this is all right. Because we're about to go into something really big. I want to make sure.
I mean, you've had.
Cody, you're so good on PDI. I said you're so good on PDI. I like heard you before. I was listening to you this morning. Like you're just really good on PDI.
Since you started, a lot, yeah. I mean, you actually add everything up. It's a number thing, right? So, I mean, you're gonna have good days. I mean, this was just a really bad day. It's not common. You have to have every day something. You don't have 5 people cancel. No, right? So, I mean, you just have to.
I need to focus on the
I mean, you probably want to call it one time, but it's gonna happen. Seconds.
I wouldn't.
All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, so any takers to be coached. So you're gonna give your call, like your PDI call, what it would have been, and then anyone who wants to give any just what you liked. So any quick likes from that call, and then any things you would have added. All right. So who's gonna volunteers to go? Go for it. So I'm calling in.
Hey, Kathy, how's it going?
Not good.
What's the matter?
Everyone canceled today. Like, no one's really taking me seriously. I don't know if this is really, I don't think this is going to work.
Everyone's canceled. How many appointments do you have set for today?
4.
4?
Yeah.
Kathy, it's only 3 o'clock and 4 people canceled on you. It's not the end of the world. I just want to let you know, like we talked about in training, things happen, people's schedules change, but it's okay. We can fix that issue. Normally, if you had your demos right now, you'd probably be making 5 before and 5 after. Well, you had 4 demos canceled. Well, Kathy, you still have time. I mean, if you could just pull over to the side of the road and just start making calls, just get in the zone, start making calls. Imagine how many demos you can set up. It's only 3 o'clock, and you still have time to do between 3 and 4 demos. Kathy, who can you call right now that you know you can book a demo with for sure?
I don't know. Maybe my friend's mom.
Your friend's mom? Do you
Yes.
have her number with you right now?
I do.
Okay, Kathy, what I want you to do is call your friend's mom after you get the appointment set up. I'm going to call you within the next 10 minutes and see how it went, and then we'll go from there.
Things that were good.
5 before, 5 after.
What else?
Super, you said something I was right now.
Okay. Immediate action. Awesome.
Find a solution to the problem.
Huh?
Find a solution to the problem that the rep was having.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Yep. Any other things that you liked from that call? All right. Things.
Compassionate.
Huh?
Sounded compassionate. Like she really did care. It wasn't just a PBI call.
Okay. And constructive criticism or anything that you would have added or to that.
I would have asked them if they canceled or if they just rescheduled. There's a difference. And if they knew they could reschedule, we asked them if there's a better time to do it at. And I would also ask them if they followed all the way through the script when they set up the demo the first time. If they did the firming up and all that.
Okay. Other things? You want to be.
Alan Seal, SC2.
It's her very first demo,
He
and
told me to pull over
so
the side
First
with
day.
that, it's just her very first demo. If you're telling someone to pull over on their very first demo, they're gonna get freaked the frick out. And so she's already thinking it's not for her. She's gonna get like super sketched by that. For you guys, it's fine because you've done it before and you understand being in a push and having to hit your goal and pulling over and doing phone time on the hood of your car. But she doesn't.
Yeah,
So
she
you
just
do
started.
the first call.
I think there's more sensitivity in this call that we like. This is if this is one of my top people that I was most excited about, and they're calling me saying, "Hey, Kat, I don't think this is gonna work out," or like everyone's canceled or whatever it is. Like we need to dive in a little bit. This is someone I want to keep around. I don't want them because it's not that easy. By the way, that call where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, let me stop and let me pull over and make calls. I just told you I want to quit. I don't want to do this crap. Everyone just canceled on me. So it's not that easy of a call with your top guys. They're like done. They don't need to work. They don't need money. They're like, no, forget it. I don't want to deal with this crap. So we need to dive in a little bit more with them and just see what's happening. So that person calls me like, yeah, Kat, and I've had those calls, and I'm like, hey, I said, what happened? What happened today? They're like, yeah, just I don't know, whatever. I don't want to do this. And, everyone, like, no one took me serious, or like they canceled or scheduled. Finding that out, I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, hey, a couple things. First of all, and I always talk about this. I'm like, remember when we talked about you going big for this week, man, and how I really believe you can be one of our top people? What did I tell you? The bigger the goal, the bigger the what? The challenges, all right? And so for you, it's almost like God, life, whatever, is testing you the first day to see how you would handle crap hitting the fan. You had all these crazy expectations, all these things going on. All of a sudden, you're ready to throw in the towel after some people were scheduled on you. There's no way that you'd be able to make it through the week, if you're ready to quit on yourself that easy. And that's just a life lesson, like just in life. Like you're going to have challenges. And again, if it was easy, everybody would kick butt. Everybody would sell 10K and be on that wall or more. Everyone would do that. But it's the champions that do it. Why? Because they can get knocked down and keep moving forward. Those are the people that succeed at high levels. So things are going to happen. And this is part of that process. And I mean, if you're just like ready to throw in the towel, I mean, that's your choice. But I thought way higher of you. Like I really thought you were someone that was a lot stronger, a lot more resilient. And I don't, I think it's really nuts for you to see you quit on yourself so quick when like you haven't done anything yet. And by the way, you're supposed to have these days. So you just knock one of them out. Like I told you, you're going to have 3 awesome days, 3 average days, 3 crap days, and a wild card. Well, guess what? 1 crap day out. So that's positive, So we knocked that out. And by the way, I've had people before that their first day went to absolute crap, and the next day they go out and hit 2 promotions or 3 promotions, Tyler Tarr had a no sale, had a cancellation, ended up selling a vegetable peeler, but then goes out and drops a complete set and drops whatever, and the next day is huge. Like one of my other girls, like her first day was cancel, no sale, no show. And then the next day goes out and sells $3,000. So you just, and I'm not saying you're going to sell $3,000 tomorrow. I think that's really important too. Some of you guys, when you're giving coaching call, like PDI calls, you were saying like, oh, tomorrow's going to be great or today's going to be great. We don't know that. And so be careful. And I just say, hey, tomorrow's a fresh start. Be like, and it could be a great day, an average day, or a poop day, but it's a fresh start. And you've got to go into every day ready to crank that day out. And you got to go into every appointment, brand new appointment, even though it's your whatever demo or even though you're frustrated, it's the first time they're meeting you. And I want to make sure you're giving them the best service, So anyway, when I'm talking to this person, I'm just like, hey, dude, first of all, we already knew this was going to happen. You know, I'm like, I can't believe you quit on yourself after one day. Be like, you're going to have these days, you know, and for you, it came right in the beginning to see, are you really serious about this? And again, the champions, they can handle when crap goes wrong and they just keep going. And it's the weaker people that just kind of give up and be like, I do not see you as a weak person, dude. You're a freaking stud. Like, you came in training, you were top of the class, you're absolutely rocking it. You're someone I'm so excited to coach. And be like, at the end of the day, you're going to make the final decision whether you stay here or not. But I just want you to know you're someone that I would love to coach the crap out of. You're someone I see tons of potential. Today's today. I'll give you some tips on today. I'll give you some tips on firming up. It doesn't matter. But even if you do everything perfect, you're going to have days like today happen. And so for me, that's just you more being tested to see if you really were hungry for this big goal, if you really were excited about having a big week. And I'm excited to coach you every step of the way. And that's what I'm here for. Be like, so just, I would not stress about it. And I really would hate to see you give up on yourself so easily. And I just didn't think you were that type of person at all. But I understand getting frustrated. I understand having high expectations and not meeting them, you know, but would you be willing to give me a shot to coach you? I'd really love to coach you. And asking that. And then they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, dude, then let's brush today off. Who gives a crap? Be like, one crap day gone. Let's go. Tomorrow's a new day. How are we looking? What do we need to do? All right, hey, do you have a chance? And by the way, and depending the time of the day, I'm thinking it's the end of the night on their first night out. It's not 3 p.m. But let's say there is more day left. Then in that case, I'm like, hey, by the way, we still have a chance to turn things around today. I've had days, and you could use other examples yourself. I'm like, I've had days where I had crap, and then boom, grand order at the end of the day. And all of a sudden, that crap day becomes a grand day, you know? You're like, so, hey, who do you think we could call now to see if you can get an immediate? Because you could definitely turn that day around so quick. And I'm like, all right, well, let me see. And I've seen those people have no sale, reschedule, whatever. One of my girls, I remember Vanessa, like, it was like cancel, no sale, and she was so fresh. I said, hey, we went through that conversation. She said, hey, would you be willing to give me a chance to coach you? You know, like, give me a week at least, if not 2, so I can coach you. I know I've been doing this for a long time. I know that you could do really well if you can just give me a shot to coach you. And she's like, all right. I said, well, hey, what are we looking at? It's 8:30. I remember it was like 8:30 p.m. I said, we still have some night. If it's Saturday night, you know, if they're home, they're home. If they're out, they're out. So if we catch someone home, it's pretty easy to get an immediate demo. I said, do you have any neighbors, any friends' parents that we might be able to touch base with to try to get a last minute? She's like, yeah, I could check with some of my neighbors. She ended up getting a demo with her neighbor, by the way, Homemaker Plus 8. And then she's like, oh my God, that was awesome. I was like, you just created that. Did you just see what you just did? And I'm like, I'm so proud of you. I said, you took a bad day, you took this, you turned it around, boom, you had a $1,000 order, hit your first promotion. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I said, and by the way, all week, you're going to have these ups and downs. All week, it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. This is the most roller coaster of a job that you're going to have. And it has so many rewards, and it's going to have so many things that test you, but that's part of the process. It's part of the growth, and that's why you get rewarded so heavily financially. And I'm so excited to coach you through that process. So awesome job. How are we looking for now? And then we keep going from there. But I think it's really important that we really dig in with these people. So what's up?
I said you're so good at this.
I've done it. I've done a couple calls. So and guys, this is something that, and we can everybody grab seats, including all DMs, because I'm gonna intro Mary Lou here. But every meeting, every prep we have moving forward, and district managers, even when we're on our own, this is something that I want to be able to do. Is just different. You two are gonna be heading out. I want to be able to do different just scenarios and how you handle them. And some of you guys, you do amazing. I listen to Cody. I think Cody's phenomenal on PDI. Like when I heard him talking, some of you guys with conversations. Hey guys, quietly grab seats. These two, happy Hanukkah festivities. All right, but this. Let me text Mary Lou.
Guys, there's seats over here.
Grab seats. Everyone fill in. All the seats are over here. Come through the front. You can walk through.
I'll shoot you a text. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be doing this just so you can hear different things, because some people have some really great things that they add, but just keep getting better and better with conversations. We can't forget, like with PDI, PDI is a chance for really personal daily impact. Every call is a chance for you to coach them and help them out. We do want to create results, but we want to make sure that one of the biggest things, it's emotional management, what we do as coaches, as managers. So where are they at? What state are they in? You know, are they in a good place? Before you're telling them what to do, let's see how they're doing. And then we can get a game plan where we create action. So that's really important. Too many times managers jump into creating action right away before really getting a sense of where the person's at emotionally and mentally. So, you know, do you know where your person's at so you can coach them? If I have someone who I know they're at the top, like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm like, dude, we got work to do. I'm like, stop celebrating. You wanted to have a 20K push. Let's go. We've got how many demos tomorrow? Get your butt on the phone, you know, and I can drive and push that person harder because they're in a great state. And they're like, all right, let's go. You know, someone's down. I've got to take a little bit more time with that person to make sure that they're in a good place, that they're in a good state so they can move forward with action. So are they in a good state? And then create the action plan. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that register? And when you're really doing that, you're going to build great relationships with people. And I'll talk about this tomorrow with everybody. I mentioned it earlier a bit to the managers, but just in terms of the different ways that you can lead someone, different levels of leadership, we're going to talk about that tomorrow morning, okay? And this goes a long way through the conversations you have, how you impact and influence people. So we've got next on the agenda, because I've moved some stuff around here, and she was going to be busy later is Miss Mary Lou Chang. Mary Lou, and can you text her for me, please? Make sure she's getting on here. But Mary Lou, we were sitting down. She will be my pilot manager. Mary Lou actually started with me back in summer of 2011, and she started in July. Sold $3 grand her first. We hit her first promotion by Monday. Hit her second promotion a couple days later. Left to a mission trip in the Dominican Republic. Never thought she'd ever work with Cutco again or be back. I remember talking to her when she got back from her mission trip, and I said, hey, we have this meeting. I'd love for you to come. I invited her to a future opportunity meeting. And she's someone that I really just loved her energy. I loved her attitude. I really just thought she could bring so much to the table. And I'd asked her to train and coach. And I said, I'd love for you to train to be in a position as a recruiting manager. And she came in and really helped train with me, coach, and went into 2012. She ran our personal recruiting program in 2012. And we went back and forth and developed different things. She really drove this program. By the way, in 2012, we did $1 million for the year in PR business in my office, which was huge. And she was the one really behind this, driving this home, and absolutely crushed it. In 2013, she wasn't able to focus on that completely because my sister passed away unexpectedly, and she was trying to take on different roles to help us and make sure that we kept our office where it needed to be. And Mary Lou did an unbelievable job with keeping the office together and helping us win 2 more national championships. So we won in 2011 from her as a new rep, winning dual national championships. In 2012, her really leading that, winning 2 more national championships. To 2013, running the reins there. And then this past year, she left to go run an office. So she was going out to branch, and then she decided she wanted to go district and went out to run a district office this past summer. Came back, had a lot of personal things going on, and really decided that she wanted to take care of some personal business, take care of family, finish up her degree that she was working on already, and then go back out ready to kick some ass long term as a district manager. And as we spoke about this, I said, you know, I didn't want her to go out. I was like, just stay with me forever. But she's someone that she knows. She's someone I love working with her. She brings me a sense of energy. I love coaching her. I love teaching her. And I'm so excited that she's made the decision to come to Texas for the summer. So she'll be coming over here in mid-March. She'll be coming over here once I get back from Europe to help us build a legacy in West Houston. So West Houston Warriors, that's going to be our name. Very excited to have her. So I had asked her, one of the things that I feel is beneficial for everybody, and one of the things that we're known for, that we've been known for in our office and in our region and many across the nation, is our PR program. And something that we really developed was our PRPC. And every time we have this and we do these, we create a lot of personal recruits and from our best people. And so there's so many ways to go about this, but I had asked her to really walk us through the program, and she put some time into it. And I said, what are all the things that we did that first summer? What helped us create $1 million in new business? What helped us develop all these kick butt PRs so that we can really duplicate this and put it into a program? So I'm going to hand it over. Mary Lou Chang, she's a freaking boss. She'll be bringing the heat this year. So yeah, so I'm going to turn you to them. Or actually, no, I'm going to turn you here so the Skypers can watch.
I'm just looking at myself.
Pretty much.
That's cool. It's just weird, but it's cool.
Still look at it. All right. Dale.
All right, look away. Just kidding. Well, first I just want to say thank you to Kathy for allowing me to talk to you guys from Miami, or I'm in Fort Lauderdale right now. Weather's great, by the way. I'm so excited for Houston. I think I've sent Kathy in the last 2 days about 67 text messages about how excited I am to go to Houston, just go to a new area, and she has spoken so much and so highly of everybody over there. I'm just so fired up, and I'm really excited to bring over the Miami Heat, pun intended, with PRs and everything like that. So I just want to go ahead and dive in because there's a lot of content that I think it's important to have
something to type away. I was just saying for everyone to have something to type away or write notes or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And if there's something that you don't catch, I believe that this is being recorded. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, because I do speak kind of quickly. If I speak too fast, Kat, just let me know. But anyway, so when it comes to PRs, the first thing that comes to mind when I was thinking about it is culture. And what we're going to talk about the group PRPC, the one-on-one PRPC, and then just developing like a PR rabbit, so to speak. Somebody who just constantly is going to be tied in and giving you PR. So when it comes to culture, I think about first, you know, what is your perspective on PRs? What do you personally believe about PRs? I know that when we were going into the summer of 2012, which we did $1 million in PR business that year, I believe, or just shy of it or close to it. I don't remember the exact number. I know for sure over 50% of our sales for the summer was PR business, and we sold just shy of $1 million. We did 969 that summer. So PR business is huge, and you can get so much from it. First of all, people see their friends doing well, and it creates competition. So they're always going to perform at a higher level. And it also makes the office more fun, not only for you, but for your representatives as well. When their friends are working there, they're having a better time. It's just a better culture in the office. So culture in your office, of course, but then, of course, what's the PR culture in your office? So I think about for you personally, your personal belief. I was a PR, so for me, I guess it's a little bit easier. But if you need some stories to back that up, I'm sure Kathy could tell you 101 PR stories. But for me, the coolest thing with PRs is, I'll give you an example. The summer of 2013, I had already been in the business for 2 summers in a row. I'd recommended all my friends like tons of times, and every single time it was a contest, Kathy could tell you, I'd always just empty out my phone of everybody. Again, people who said no, I didn't care. I just wrote everybody down, and I would Facebook every single person on my Facebook. 2 people had actually told me no the summer before. I asked them again on Facebook, and brought them in. 2 girls, Ale Tomasino and Isa Matute. They combined for over $25,000 in sales for the summer. Ale went on to be one of the top AGL candidates. Didn't really stick around with Cutco. Isa ended up sticking with Cutco. She was actually the top assistant in Karina Marquez Sterling's office, a new district manager that's doing very well currently, and she's about to be a branch manager. And she gets so excited every time we're at management training meetings. She'll tell everybody, "Oh, Mary Lou recommended me." She's always so appreciative that I recommended her to the job, because for some people, this job gives them income, it gives them a life, it gives them friends, it gives them a good environment, things that they probably aren't getting in the outside world. And for somebody to be able to say, I did that for somebody, that's huge. So that's my personal belief with PRs. And I really do enjoy recommending everybody to the job and telling every single person about it. Even one of my friends yesterday, who's from Jacksonville, he was telling me that he needed a job, and right away I recommended him to the manager there, and he's going in for an interview on Monday, which is pretty funny that I was giving this talk today and that happens. But I'm constantly recommending people. So I think it all starts with you and what you believe about PRs, because that's where you're going to tell your reps. That's the way that you're going to promote it too. When you see Kathy giving her day 3 PR talk, it's almost like you're listening to a motivational speaker. She gets so passionate about just what people can do for other people by recommending their friends, because you really never know whose life you're going to change by simply just writing down a name and number. So That's a belief that you want to adopt, if you will. To get into more like tangible, what you can do kind of thing. So people give you a list of names on day 3 in your PR talk. You know, they go through the PR cycle on Sunday, and the first chance you get to really drive the recruits and the recruits that you want properly is when you have your advanced training on Monday. And one of the biggest things that I can tell you, or biggest tips that I can give you, is if you want the right people in your office, because anybody can set PRs from any low quality person. Those are actually easier to set up. But if you want the right people in your office, there's different things that you can do. I remember that summer of 2012, Kathy would have every single top person that she personally wanted to work with and multiply. She would have them come in a little bit earlier to advanced training just so she could work with them on PRs as soon as they walked in the door. It takes a little bit of setup, you know, in your conversation with them, and also making sure that you have enough helpers. And I think about, even if you're by yourself, like I was this past summer, just making sure that you plan things out so you do have at least 15, 20 minutes to set it up with them when they get there, so they're just passing you phones, and you have kind of like that rep-driven going. But if you do have helpers, if you do have people that can help you out with the PRs when they come in a little bit earlier, you just want to prep them on how to actually do the rep-driven, you know, so walk through with your receptionist, your staff, on how to get the phones, but also teach them the conversation of any rep who could be potentially objecting to giving them, you know, their phone. And if you say it right the first time, they're not going to object to it. And I'll give you a little role play example of how to get a representative's phone switched is what we call it. And I'm sure Kathy has a document for. I have a document for it too. I could forward to her. It's actually, I think, her document, so she can forward that out to you guys. But it's really simple. You just want to set it up where it just makes sense, basically. So I just tell them, like, hey, Johnny Rep, I grabbed their list first of all, and I showed it to them. Hey, Johnny Rep, look, all these people that you recommended. We were able to get, you recommended about 140 people. Now, notice, we only were able to get a hold of about, we were only able to call through about 70 or 80 of them. So just barely half of the list we were able to call, and only about 5 or 6 of them picked up. And believe it or not, we were only able to set 1 or 2 of your friends for interviews. Reason why is they don't recognize our number. Do you ever screen calls? Yeah, I screen calls all the time. I never answer calls to people that I don't know. So what just makes sense, what most of the top people do is the receptionist, this is Jessica, by the way, she's going to be helping you out today, getting you some credit for your fast start with recommending your friends to the job. She'll actually call some of your friends using your number that they recognize. And how much more likely do you think they're to pick up? Yeah, a lot more likely. So is it cool if she uses your phone while you're in advanced training? You can use an office phone to book your demos while she's working on that. Cool? All right, sweet. So if you teach them how to do it in that way, they're never going to say no, because it's almost like what's in it for them. And that's just a constant conversation that you have to have with them, is what's in it for them. You know, like, you know, you'll be able to win more credit in your fast start, or if there's like a certain region contest or something like that. Whatever you can promote the crap out of. Let's say that you can't think of anything. My favorite thing Kathy ever promoted, and she did this with our top PR person in 2012, was like the National Team Builder Contest. And you can tell them, you know, there's this national award for people that recommend their friends to the job. If you recommend enough friends and they sell enough Cutco, and you're in the #1 spot for the people whose friends have sold the most, you actually win a national award that shows that you're tied into the corporate vision of the company and that you're excited about building a team. When you go out for job interviews and you apply with different companies, they're looking for people that want to help build a team, that share a corporate vision. So you're going to be that much more marketable to any interviewer out there. All of your sharp kids who are really looking for experience and don't really need income, that's going to appeal to them in a big way. And you're going to be able to maximize on all those PRs, and it all starts with advanced training. So advanced training 1, that's what you want to do. You want to get their phones. And then the second part of that is doing alley-oops. So for me, I think the thing that works the best with alley-oops is while you're in an advanced training setting and you don't have a chance to sit down with them, is you can, on the board, we would write a text for them to send to their friends. And it's simple. All it says is, hey, are you busy right now? And if their friends responded no, They would just say, my job is looking to fill some positions, blank amount starting pay. Did you want to get more info? Or I think you would be really good at it. Let me get my manager to give you a call so you can get more info. Then they would call their friend on the spot. They'd be like, hey, this is my manager. Pass it over to us or a helper, and we would go ahead and set them up. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is if you have helpers that can help you during this time, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, you set up a table in the back of the room, and you have them take out all the PR lists. You have them have an office phone, and while you're having your base pay PCs, while you're checking over their qualified presentation reports, after you check it out, you send them to the back of the room. The receptionist will then hand them the office phone and phone switch right there, or take their alley-oops of the people that they had texted. So that's 2 things you can do. So just to review, advanced training 1, have your top kids come in early and work with them on the rep driven yourself, or have a helper do it. Second is after, make sure that they are texting all their top people if they're busy, and the follow-up text message, and then handing it off to a manager, or just sending them to the back of the room with the helper right after you finish checking off their base pay sheet. I think that another thing also that I forgot during AT1 is if you are doing phone switch, when the receptionists take their phone while they're in advanced training, every time a receptionist sets one up, just have them, tell you in the middle of advanced training. I remember walking into the middle of advanced training, Kathy's like on a roll, and I wouldn't care. I would just go in, ding the bell, and I'd say, we just booked another PR for Mario. Boom. Booked another PR for Adriano. Booked another PR for George, or whoever it was. And all the kids are just looking around like, damn. And at the end of advanced training, it's so much easier to give the talk and set it up so that they all want to text their friends. So that's advanced training 1. Once they go through advanced training 1, then there's advanced training 2, or right before when they come in on Wednesday for their team meeting. That's the day where we have them put up their first Facebook post ever. And I always used to, when I was running advanced training 2s, I used to always preface and tell them, hey, by the way, this is not the first time you're going to do this. This is something that you can do at any time of the day, as long as you have like a 4 or 5 hour gap in between your last message, because the people that were on Facebook in the morning are really not on Facebook at night. So as long as you just delete the one that you posted before, you can definitely post another status. So that's when I kind of introduced that concept to them around advanced training 3. Then as a rep's career progresses, you can have PCs with them to get more PRs. So probably right around when they're finishing their fast start, or right after their fast start, usually like in the day 11 PC, after you go over like their names list, how everything went, what they thought about the job. The cool thing about this PC though is that you could really throw it in anywhere, in any PC. If you're having a PC with a management candidate about wanting to become a branch manager, you can do this PC right then and there. If you're whatever PC it is, you're just fixing their skills, you can throw this in there as well. You should always have the culture that every time you meet with them, they're leaving with more demos and more friends set up for interviews. So they come in for their day 11 PC, you have your PC with them, and same thing, you're going to take their list out. And my favorite conversation that I ever heard Kathy have, or I don't think it was ever officially typed out, maybe not, is when she's just really genuine with rep and letting them know, like, hey dude, I really like you. I like your work ethic. I like your personality. If I could clone you, I would, but unfortunately it's illegal, so I can't do that. So the best way that I can clone you, birds of a feather flock together, is if your friends come in and work too. And just letting them know like there's somebody that you really want to build with. And when they see that you're excited, they're naturally going to get more excited too, right? So if you just get them excited about recommending their friends to the job, they're going to be tied in, and also kind of showing them how it plays out. So, you can give them examples. If you don't have examples, use the example of our office. Mario was recommended, let me backtrack a little bit. There was this kid named Chris who started in the January program with us, who sold about 4 or 5K. He was actually somebody that I went to elementary school with, and he had recommended on his list this kid named Stefan. When we were starting the summer, we ransacked and recalled all the old PR lists from like 2-3 years. We spent like 2 or 3 weeks doing that, building up towards the summer. And we finally got this kid Stefan in from this kid Chris's list, who was from January. Stefan came in, he was the #1 rep at SC1, and on Stefan's list while he was in advanced training, I was helping in the back room, in the back of the room, and he came over and I had his list out, and we literally sat there and went through every single one of his highlighted people, and on those highlighted people was this kid named Mario. I called this kid Mario. He had been called multiple times for interviews, and I finally got him to come in, and after we hung up the phone, he sent a text saying, yo, is this the knife thing? And I was like, oh, he's not going to come in. But I was like, you know what? No, he's going to come in. So I talked to him a little bit more. He finally came in for his interview. Long story short, he sold over $12,000 for his fast start. He sold 50 grand for his first summer. He had over 12 friends start with us that summer. I think in total he's probably had close to 20 or over friends that have worked with us. But just from him and his chain and his people's chain, the office has probably sold probably close to $500,000 or more just because of that one call, just because Mario came through the door, just because Chris came in through the door in January. And when Kat talks about Mario in the office, like Mario is like a superstar, and other people strive to be like him because of the impact that he's had on the organization. So I think about even like sharp people that may not be doing it for income or experience, and they want to put this on their resume, saying a story like that really gets them tied into the team, and they're going to be so excited to help you build it because people want to be that story. People's favorite word is their name. So if you're constantly promoting them for recommending their friends, they're going to want to recommend their friends more, if that makes any sense. So in the PRPC, it's simple. Like I said, take their list out, have them highlight their top people. You can literally sit there right with them, take their phone from them, have them make calls and book their demos in front of you while that way they're not just sitting there not doing anything, and you can just call their friends with their phone, and you get a better show every time you call them, by the way. So the show percentage is going to increase in your office, and you're really going to be targeting the right people. So that's really just like a one-on-one type scenario. Another kind of PC that we would do that summer is when we had a high volume of representatives, and this is really good for people that don't have help. So if you're an aspiring branch manager, district manager, and you're not going to have a staff, this is something that you can utilize, and it'll change your business if you do it and you have no help at all. And you can even do it if you do have help, but you want to be the one to call all the top people. We would basically have like PR blocks. We would schedule PR blocks. So for example, 12 to 2, we would have like 5 or 6 people sign up. 2 to 4, we would have 5 or 6 people sign up. And what we would do is when they would come in, we would basically have them, checking their skills. It was like 3 different stations. It was like one station, you were checking your skills. The next station, you were working with Kathy on your clothes. And then the last station was like the PR station. But as soon as everybody came in, it was almost like you come in and you hand in your phone and we call through your list, or you come in and you start texting people, or you come in and you start putting up Facebook posts. It kind of depends where the rep's career was at. If they're newer, it's still really great for them to text their friends because we probably haven't gotten a hold of everybody. If it's somebody that's been around for a couple months, it's worth it for them to message everybody on their Facebook because they're going to get in touch with a lot more people. And for people that have been around for years, something that I did was I just went into my little brother's Facebook and I put a status up. So sometimes you could even tell them over the phone about it, and they can come in already ready to go, ready to message people. But that way, as you're moving through all the stations, you're keeping your receptionists busy. They're booking quality people that you want, and you're also getting a lot of things done. You're able to skills check your representatives, you're able to help them on their clothes, so they're getting better on their demos, and you're recruiting more, which that's the goal of an office, creating sales and creating recruits. So I love doing that. It's awesome, and it's the same one-on-one PC, like I said. And you just do little PR blocks and keep rotating and rotating them. Another kind of PC that you can do is the group PR PC, and this is what Kathy has posted on her YouTube channel. And if you watch it, it's pretty much, it's just a group PC on why bringing PRs in is great and what it can do for you. And she did, in that video, I believe the way she set it up was very simple. She was just in the other room and said, hey, if anybody wants to get more information on how to hit the trip or whatever was being promoted at the time, I'm going to be in the other room. And she had already had her gunners that she had already spoken to in advance that she was going to have there. And then she just kind of did an open invitation for everybody else. And then she had the group PRPC, which you can watch the video for. And when people are always asking like, what's the right verbiage? What do you say? It's all just has to be genuine. That's my belief, because it doesn't really matter what you say. It matters how you say it, because, you know, maybe for Kathy, you know, she really is excited about having this individual around for a really long time. Maybe for you it's different. I don't know. You just have to really have a strong vision of what you want and have that be clear to them. I remember in 2012, it was like we wanted to have $1 million summer, and we used PRs to help us get that. So the constant promotion was always like, look, I really want to work with you. I think you can do well. And by doing XYZ, we're going to be able to hit $1 million. Something that we haven't done since 2008. You know, hyping up whatever your goal is, that's going to help them in a group PRPC or a one-on-one PC. Another thing that you can use to keep getting more PRs is just always ask. Just always ask for more. Even on PDI, my favorite PDI ever is Tuesday PDI, because number one, you get to talk to the reps for a little bit longer. But I would always set up so many PRs on Tuesdays. Sometimes I remember setting up more PRs on Tuesdays than we would on Mondays, because every conversation that we had, I would just tell them, hey, look, my goal today is to personally set up 20 to 30 people for interviews, and I really want to work with your friends. So is there any way you can shoot me 3 to 5 numbers or 5 to 6 numbers of people that you personally think would do really well, or people that we haven't gotten in touch with, whatever you want to tell them. And I would always have people messaging me 2 to 3 PRs, and as soon as they were texting to me, I would tell them, hey, shoot them a text, just let them know I'll be calling. And I would set them up right there, and easy book, they would always come in through the door. So that's pretty much how you get them in and how you conduct the PCs. It's just by being genuine and just not being afraid to ask, and using your passion for PRs to kind of drive them and show them what can actually happen by bringing in more people for the job. So I'm missing something here real quick. So culture, group PRPC, advanced training, Facebook, messaging them individually. Oh, okay. This was the other part that's really important. So in team meeting, when you're in team meeting, this was always huge for us too, booking up a lot of rep driven during team meeting. And we really just utilize Facebook and Blackboard or whatever, like the universities use, whether it's Angel, Blackboard, whatever, like login system they have for teachers and students to communicate, or classes to communicate. And we would basically send out just messages to every single person. And the biggest thing is not only teaching them how to send a message, but also teaching them how to handle the objections. And it's very simple. If somebody says, I want more information, all you have to tell them is, cool, I'm actually with my manager right now. Let me get your number so they can give you more information. Simple. So that it prevents them asking a ton of questions. The next thing is, if let's say they say, oh, what is it? Or I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I mean, it can go a variety of different ways. And we have the actual document that I still haven't found. Not sure if Kathy does. I can send it over to her again. But if they say, no, I'm not interested, it could be like, oh, do you currently work? You know, just diving in and asking more questions. People that say, oh, what is this? We have a whole entire response for that. But you want to make sure that you're coaching your reps through this, or telling them, hey, when they respond, come see me. I'll tell you what to say. Because you can have them putting up all these statuses or sending out all these messages, and then they will shoot themselves in the foot by like responding wrong. Like I remember so clearly, there was one time, or sometimes they post the weirdest things too. One of our reps one time put something like, yo, we got a cool job. It's $15 an hour. It's sick money, and the people are awesome, or something like that. I'm like, what? No, it's not $15 an hour at all. We have to change that. So, you know, we changed it, whatever. But you want to make sure that you're kind of monitoring that and monitoring the responses too. With like the top people that we've already connected with a little bit more, we've actually had them like sign into Facebook on our computer, and we'll send out messages. Or while we were saying, Kathy was telling them to give it to the assistants, which I was a part of, and send the messages out ourselves, which we would always generate a ton of PRs. I remember we sat there with Mariela, this other girl, what was her name, Claudia, and another girl, I forgot, from that same summer of 2012, Mario summer. And we would just sat there, me, Angie, and like 2 other assistants. And our job on Wednesday was just to send out messages to all those people's friends, logged into their Facebook, and they're over there making calls. And we would just tell them, hey, Claudia, we just booked another one of your friends. And it'd be like, oh, who is it? And we would tell them, the interview time, or like, oh, just text them, wish them luck. But it just needs to be the buzz. Basically, that's why we did so well. It's because every single event in our office had something to do with PRs. There was no way that somebody would come to the office and leave without at least a demo booked and a friend set up for an interview. That's the mentality that you want to have. That's the aggressiveness level that you want to have. PRs can change your business. If you can get on campus, PRs are the way to go. Clipboard on your campus for a little bit and then get PRs from there. It's the easiest thing that you can do. And something recently, within the last, I would say, 1.5 years or so, we've really, I want to say we've really gotten really good at is getting post-interview PRs. So when people recommend their friends in the post, we also have a verbiage for that, but it's pretty simple. It all has to do with building vision and building the team for them. So you just go through your team section. You want to make sure that you rock that. So even if you have to script it for a while and memorize it and then go out and kill it, just want to make sure you rock the team section, because that's the last kind of impression they have. And if they see that it's fun and exciting, they're going to want more of their friends to work there. So you rock your team talk, and then at the end, it's kind of just like, all right, guys, we have this questionnaire for you to fill out. The top part's super simple. Shouldn't take you any more than 1 to 2 seconds. You just check yes if you agree, check no if you don't. The middle part, want you to skip that. That part's mainly for you. That's to help you brainstorm for questions that I'm going to ask you in this last part of the interview. This bottom part right here, this is the opportunity that you have to recommend your friends to the job. Okay, this is also your chance to give a final impression or a last impression for me. And I really do base most of my decision on this final part of the interview, because I'm really excited about building our organization, but I only want to build it with people who'd also be excited about building it too. And we have the verbiage for that. So go ahead and jot down as many as you can. I can't guarantee them all a job, but I can at least guarantee them an interview or at least a phone call. We might not even get to everybody, but we sure are going to try on the phones later on today. So you can, and they would, I haven't ran an interview in a few weeks, and I just ran an interview for the South Miami office, and I got 7 from one kid and 6 from the other kid, and I had 2 people in the interview, and we generated 13 PRs just from that alone. Gave it to the receptionist immediately, and she booked up 5 of those people. So those are and receptionists love those PRs because they're the easiest ones to book. Those are the easiest ones to set same day as well. Another little side thing that Kathy always taught me was always keep business cards in your desk, and whenever your sharp kids are leaving the office, let's say I had Johnny Rep that I just interviewed, I'd say, hey, you know what? I'd love to have more Johnnies on the team. Here are a couple business cards. Give them to a couple of your friends. Have them check out the website. Some of the friends you didn't write down on your paper. And I don't know the exact number on that, but I definitely know that it makes a difference. So point being is be passionate about your PRs. Just promote PRs in every single thing that you do. It can literally change your business. And I am super fired up to go to Houston in January. I'll be there once in January, once in February, once in March, and then I'll move over. So I'm super fired up. And I hope you guys have a great holiday.
Southwest region.
Southwest region, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mary Lou. So do you have a moment for questions?
Yeah, let's do questions. I love questions.
Okay, cool. So we got anybody questions? Yes, sir.
No, can you elaborate more on the PR rabbit thing? How she kept one going?
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So a PR rabbit is somebody that's so weird. Now I'm getting feedback on myself. Did we change something?
Yeah, I'm gonna put you back on mute.
Oh, okay.
I think I can figure it out. Here we go. All right, is that better? That last one. That was awesome. Thank you so much. All right, next. Anybody else? Got any more questions? Going once, going twice. All right, so Mary Lou, I have not had the chance to meet you personally, but I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for this information. This is something that's very new for many of us, so I can't wait to apply this, and we can't wait to meet you in person. Thank you so much.
No problem. I am so excited.
All right, everybody wave bye to her real quick.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye-bye. Okay. All right. So look.